Hi there, welcome back to Car Juice. Today I'm going to be giving you guys the squeeze on the 2025 BMW 228 GranCoupe. So this car is the newest and greatest version of the 2 Series GranCoupe, which is based on the Mini Cooper platform from BMW. I currently actually work at BMW Cincinnati North, and we just got our first shipment of these in. Unfortunately, our M235 did sell before I had a chance to go out and make a video on it, but this is a full redesign of this vehicle. The 228 GranCoupe debuted in 2020, right around the same time that I started at this company, which is pretty cool. And now we are on its LCI version. So the first version is from 2020 to 2025, and now we have the new versions here. So our whole front grille is redesigned. We've got this like new futuristic looking front end. They also have changed up the headlights, so the body lines of the headlight line up with the trunk, which I actually really, not the trunk, the hood, which I actually really appreciate. It looks a little bit more kind of tied together. Also, you'll see a lot of the same design language with this lower front lip area that you'll see in a new 5 Series. They have made this so much nicer than the previous generation, and for an entry-level vehicle to the BMW lineup, this is honestly, it's got a lot of good value for it. The new base wheel size is 18-inch instead of 17-inch versus the last gen, plus the new styling does make this back end of the car and the headlights look really cool. The headlights are adjustable, which we'll get into more later, full LED in the rear and in the front, and the back end does have this new diffuser. It no longer comes with the rear spoiler without getting the Shadowline package, but it doesn't look too bad without it. I think I would probably opt to get the Shadowline package so you get the extra spoiler back there, and I do quite like the rear diffuser. Exhaust pipes do stick out underneath the rear bumpers, so you don't have any exposed exhaust tips, but on the M235 model, you will find that you do still have a quad exit exhaust, which looks really nice. A couple of changes. This thing still does have the same 248 horsepower that it had before. This one that we're reviewing today is about $46,000, $45,725 with a base price of $41,600. The starting MSRP is actually $39,000 if you just wanted a front-wheel drive model. They have made adaptive M suspension as standard, and I will tell you that this thing handles extremely well. You're also going to get a new transmission. It has a 7-speed DCT, which they have refined since it originally came out on the X1 in 2023. It's gotten a lot better. It's not like kind of slippy and crazy and stuff like that. It's a little bit slower than our old ZF transmission, but it is still like a pretty nice transmission. You're also going to get 30 miles per gallon, 26 in the city, and then 38 on the highway. The interior, before we get too far into the video, has been completely redesigned, but more on that later in the video. And you do have a couple of different changes, like with that adaptive M suspension, the tops of the strut towers look pretty cool, and then you have this anti-roll bar here underneath the hood, which just makes it feel a little bit more planted on the road and smoother in the corners and all that kind of good stuff. You can get a illuminated kidney grille for about $300. They have also gotten rid of the run flat tires on this car. So you're just gonna have regular non-run flat tires. If you go up to the M235 or you opt for the larger wheels, you are gonna find that you have to get a fix-a-flat kit essentially. Before we get into the inside, I do want to mention there's a couple of new colors, as well as you can get a black roof option. This one does have the black roof option and contrasts very well between the Brooklyn gray paint and the black roof. You also can get Twilight purple, which is one of my favorite colors, and a couple of new colors as well. I do want to show you guys the back seat. This does still have the old school door handle design, but they did, like the other cars, get rid of the comfort access here on the back door handle, which I am a big poo-pooer on. I am 5'8", and I have approximately 1 inch or about under an inch of headroom. The back seat, I'm about the top capacity that you can fit in the back seat of this car. I do have a good amount of legroom, but if you are any taller than me, you're not really going to be fitting in the back. Sitting behind myself, I've got about 7 inches or so of legroom, so if Danny DeVito is chauffeuring you around, you're going to be very comfortable in the back of the car. Speaking of backseat comfortability, you do have the USB Type-C, so you can charge your phone. The armrest material is very nice. It's pretty standard as to what you'd expect, but it does have the Sensafin or the Veganza type leather, which is really high high quality. And you're also going to find Harman Kardon is now also standard on the 228, so this has the upgraded sound system. You can also get radar cruise control for $500, which is pretty nice. And the Harman Kardon does light up at night, which looks great. Some other things that light up inside of the car are the new ambient lighting options. You've got 15 colors you can choose from. The center stack for all of the infotainment stuff and the transmission control and all that is nice. No more iDrive controller, which I am sad about, but I love. This is my favorite implementation of the transmission selector that they've come out with so far. As far as throwing it into gear and stuff like that, it's very easy. It's big and easy to find, which is excellent. And when you press the park button, it puts on the emergency brake automatically. I am very sad that they got rid of the iDrive controller. If you're okay taking your hands off the wheel while you're driving, it's not that big of a deal, but that is something that I'm really gonna miss from the old version against this one. Overall, this is better. It's better than its predecessor, but it's just, I don't like whenever, I don't know, this is nice, but there are just certain things that I wish that it didn't have. Also, auto hold is inside of a menu. Auto hold, if you're not familiar with it, keeps you from coasting forward at a traffic light. Basically, you'll have to go into the driving settings and then activate auto hold here. So basically that keeps you from getting pulled forward whenever you're at a stoplight, so it's going to automatically hold you when you come to a stop. So nice feature, cool thing with BMW. Thankfully it still has it, and you can set it as a shortcut here. And they have also added auto start stop to the default menu on the iDrive 9, which is a huge thing. I like how the start engine button is huge, and you're gonna have a wireless charger as standard with the vent, so your phone's not gonna overheat whenever you're driving around. The interior seat materials are quite nice. Sport seats are standard with M Sport, and it looks excellent. Plus you still have an opening sunroof. You can opt for an interior camera, so if somebody breaks into the car, you'll have it safe that way. You do have to option a garage door opener into it, so this one does not have it. The gauge cluster is fully customizable. You can choose between music controls, G-force controls, turn by turn for the navigation, and then you also have 3 different dashboard layouts to control. That is a lot of the basics on the interior of the car. I am going to go ahead and put you guys here and put another version of you guys over there, and we're going to take this thing on a quick drive. All right, so in the interior of the 228 GranCoupe redesigned, you're going to find yourself in a pretty decent, comfortable cabin. That being said, if you are a shorter folk like myself, you will find yourself very comfortable. If you're probably on a little bit of the taller side, you may want to upgrade or consider upgrading to the 3 Series. We're going to be looking at this as a comparison to the 3 Series, which as it sits is about $8,000 to $9,000 more expensive relative to this car. In my opinion, like, what you're getting with the updated redesign on the car is really nice, and you do get a lot of good features that you're not going to get on a 3 Series. For example, Digital Key Plus. You can use your phone as a key without having to carry a key fob with you, which is very, very nice, making it a lot more convenient. Like for myself, I hate carrying a key around and that kind of thing, so definitely something that's nice to have if you are always on the go, or if you like to run or active or anything like that. Overall, pretty quiet, comfortable car. This is a kind of a bumpy road and everything like that, and overall I would say that the cabin quietness is quite nice. I like that you have an opening sunroof, and this isn't like the fastest car in the world, but for the price it's pretty quick and it's pretty premium. I like that you can get automatic high beams. I like that you can get just like a lot of like creature comforts that you'd come to expect in a BMW at a more affordable price, which is cool. The redesign on the DCT transmission makes the start stop a lot better, and overall the torque steer, especially on the lower horsepower model, isn't that bad. I had a chance to drive an M235 with our product trainer yesterday whenever they came in to teach us about the car and everything, and was definitely pretty pleased with how that car handled. It didn't feel like it was skipping all over the road. It felt pretty planted and everything like that from a like torque steer standpoint. With this being front wheel drive bias, that was kind of a thing with the previous generation. So it's nice to see that that has improved a little bit, especially on, like, you know, the 228 GranCoupe, which is a less horsepower model. You're gonna notice torque steer more whenever you get into a higher horsepower vehicle, so not too bad. The adaptive suspension allows this thing to recover and change weight a lot better, especially when you put it in sport mode. And then sport mode, you can opt for Sport Plus, which automatically lets you kind of turn the traction control off, put it in MDM mode, which is M dynamic mode, whenever you're in the corners, which makes it a lot more fun to drive and change direction and stuff. No paddle shifters. They got rid of the paddle shifters, but you do still have automatic windshield wipers. I will really miss the paddle shifters, as I use the heck out of mine. My other car is a 335 with a manual transmission, so not being able to have a manual is a little bit of a bummer, but it does have all-wheel drive. It is like a BMW. BMWs handle great in the snow, and no more run flat tires means that the ride is a lot smoother on this, even with the more sporty suspension and that sort of thing. So there's trade-offs with everything, but I will say that overall, I think that the 228 is a great buy. If you guys are interested, I'll be doing a video on the M235 here in a little while, whenever we get our next one in. But yeah, not too bad of a car. If you guys did enjoy watching this video and you have any questions, or if you are just like car reviews, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below and leave a like if you enjoyed the car review and if you liked something and if you learned something. But yeah, without further ado, guys, this was the squeeze on the 2025 BMW 228 GranCoupe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.